first of all, I think dolphinariums, aquariums, and sea parks, they should be boycotted. People need to understand that if they go to one of these parks, if they go to one of these places, they are in effect supporting a cruel industry. They are supporting an industry that keeps wild animals in places where they really don't belong. We're talking animals that have very sensitive communication systems. We're talking animals that are, used to living in open sea, that are now sitting in a tank where the sonar they communicate with bounces off, which making them pretty much go crazy. There is a lot of stress involved with some of the entertainment shows that these animals are forced to do. So really, people should boycott these kind of places. People shouldn't visit them. And what can people do? People in their own locality can tell their friends and family about what is happening in these places, and they can inform themselves by looking up on the internet, seeing what is the story behind this industry. What's happening in Taiji, for example. But it's also about what are different organizations doing? Different organizations have different approaches. If you look at Taiji, we did an action there with the blackfish recently. There's an organization like Sea Shepherd who monitors at the cove. That's very important. Rico Berry with Save Japan Dolphins goes off really, talking to the Japanese public and raising awareness among the Japanese, and that is very important. I think supporting any of these causes or any of these organizations is really important. Another thing I think that's really worth mentioning here as well is that with the blackfish, one of the things that we value most is that people take action and take the initiative closer to home. Every individual can make change. Every individual can do their bit, even in a small way, to raise awareness of these issues. And where possible, if they want to, even take things further and do take direct action or do something else. There are organizations that you can join, and you can really make yourself useful in that way. So we're not saying to necessarily just support us, or it is about supporting a cause that you find important, and supporting an organization that you find takes the kind of action that you feel closest to and that you find works best for you. Yeah, the Blackfish is an organization that is entirely volunteer run. Everybody in our organization works out of their own pockets. None of us get paid. We actually run quite we're a very small organization that actually so far has been very resourceful. We've actually managed so far to do a lot of things with very little money. I think another important thing is that we are going to be focused on Europe. That means we look at the issues in Europe, and we look at where we believe that direct action and also investigation can be most useful. Investigation and direct action are the two things we focus on. We believe that, and in a lot of cases, you need to find out about things. There's a lot of things that happen within fisheries, within whaling, that are actually not really known. So a lot of it is about finding out what is really going on. And secondly, it's about, putting your direct action to, where it's best used, where it's most effective. So this is really something for the coming few months that we're really going to focus on. We're going to have a look at whaling, we're going to look at some of the fishing operations in Europe, and we're going to make a decision also based on the kind of support and money that we get on what we can do, and where we can actually hurt some of these industries where it hurts the most. I believe now is the time that people should, if they're interested in ocean conservation issues, this is the time when we need to do something. The United Nations recently published a report that states that in the next 35 to 40 years, all the fish that are at the moment commercially caught will pretty much be close to extinction. Then there will simply be no fish left. The destruction of the ocean is happening now. It's happening in our generation. And this is one of the reasons why with the blackfish, the people are involved. We really feel that this is something that we can dedicate, our time to. And this is something that in the coming few years, all the energy, all the dedication, all the passion that we put in is going to make the difference whether, we can protect the oceans properly or we can't. So I think it's really important that people take this on board, and maybe make a choice for themselves. What can I do? How can I step in? How can I help other people to do stuff? And together, as a movement, as different organizations, different tactics, hopefully we can push to protect the unique life that the oceans, still has.